came across, I have a whole bucket. I say a bucket, but it's a bin, like a clear glass bin or a plastic bin full of these like little nips. Because after I cut a sheet or I break a sheet or I'm doing strips, I will, whatever's left, I will just make these little nips out of. So I thought this was a really perfect color on this as well. And so before we started talking about dragonflies, I was thinking about making a little flower, and how I had laid it out, it started kind of looking like a lotus. Y'all know what a lotus is, right? So I was kind of laying that out. So depending on time, because I'm in a time crunch, Steve already texted me and was like, excuse me, we're supposed to go to Tupelo. I was thinking about making, like doing a little lotus and, you know, just something. I don't know. I just was grabbing at scraps, a little stem, maybe some seed beads, something like that. All right. If we have time, we'll do that. If we don't, we will come back tomorrow and do that. And I also brought these little beads because I thought that would be pretty, like at the bottom of this flower, and draw us a little stem or something. So let's, before we do anything, let's go ahead and I'm gonna dump this out. We're gonna try to duplicate this. Can't make any promises whatsoever, but we're gonna try, all right? 5 by 7 is what size canvas this is. And we're gonna do our very best, very, very best to duplicate, all right? I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. All right, so first of all, you see I still have some of the wet colors on my plate here. But first of all, I'm gonna divvy out my colors. So prepare yourselves, because you can come back and watch the replay, but we don't really post the colors that we use, like write them out online, because we try to reserve that for our membership. So I'm gonna read the colors out, and you'll need to write those down or come back and watch the replay. All right, I am gonna use white. I'm gonna save that for last. But one of the colors is Folk Art Seashell. And I'm gonna squirt out some of that seashell color. It's a very pretty pastel pink, right? Next, Folk Art Buttercream. And I'm gonna divvy some of that out. Next, Folk Art Wild Wasabi. Thank you for the sprinkles, Deanna. I appreciate that. My Facebook page is still not in my control. Facebook is giving me some fits about it. And I'm really about to throw a tantrum. Next is Winter Blue by Americana. It's kind of a purpley blue. So I can't run ads for my sunflower challenge. I can post. I could go live, but I don't have any of the back end control of my Facebook. This is Spa Blue. It's just a sky, kind of a sky blue color. And I'm gonna put it right in the middle. And then, last but not least, white, all right? And I'm gonna cover my canvas with white first. That's what I did on this one, because I really didn't know exactly what I was gonna be doing. So I'm just gonna try to follow exactly what I did on that first one. So bear with me, because it might take me a minute to remember too, because I'm crazy. Because I'm telling you, I was just fiddling. I was in my head, trying not to overthink everything. And so you know how that goes. All right, so let me grab a brush, because we're gonna put a thin coat of white on our canvas. Just a thin coat. Right, Deb? It's driving me crazy. I've given them everything. My tax returns, my driver's license, my business license, everything. It's like, give me my page back. I'm trying to launch. And it's very depressing, very depressing. I actually had a little bit of a meltdown last night. And that's why I came to the studio today. I was like, I gotta get out of my head and go paint something. So I'm gonna put a super thin coat of white on my canvas, just really thin because we don't wanna wash out these colors too much. Ouch, my necklace is pulling my hair. Canvas edge, yeah, I just left mine. Actually, I'm gonna fix that while I have that white here. I just left mine white because this is so pastel. I think you can get away with that for sure. But do you, boo. If you wanna paint, you could paint it like a light version of one of the colors that we're using, like whatever the dominant color for you is. And, but I'm leaving mine white. You know I hate painting my edges. All right, thin coat of white. Now what I did next was I took my little dotting tool. Now I got this at Hobby Lobby. Thank you, Sue. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It comes in a set of like 4 or 5 of these little things in various sizes. This one's about 1 inch. And so I took this and I went and I started in my lightest color, which is the yellow. So I went in and I made sure that the entire thing is covered. You don't want it half done, okay? So make sure the entire thing has paint. And then I just started putting some dots. So and then I twist a little. And then we'll go back. I don't want to get into the blue. We'll get more yellow and just twist a little. More yellow. And we'll twist a little and more yellow. And I'm going to kind of go off the page a bit and twist. All right, there's some pink on there. Twist. All right, don't worry about it being perfect because we're going to be layering. And you're going to be like, oh my God, this woman's crazy. Because we're just going to keep going until we like the way it looks. All right, so dot. Now, all I did at that point was take my dotting brush. Let me move this over. And just kind of rubbed off any excess yellow. My page is stalled again. Let me see. All right. So, would be cute for Easter, wouldn't it? So the next color I'm gonna do is pink. So I'm just gonna saturate my little dotting tool. See how I have a little skippy on there with the yellow? I'm gonna make sure that's all pink. And I'm just gonna come back in and do the same thing with pink. So I'm gonna come in and twist it a little. And I'm gonna come over here, lay it down, put a little bit of pressure and twist, pull up. Get a little more paint, lay it down, boom. Pressure, a little bit of pressure, don't push too hard, and then just twist. And one more, we'll lay it down, boom. A little bit of pressure, twist, voila. Now I'm just gonna rub that off, all right? Just wipe it off, any excess. Not worrying about anything getting blended together. Just kind of get off what you can. So the next color is this green. I'm gonna go into my green. I need another plate. Make sure there's green on the whole back side. I got a little bit of skippy there, so I'm gonna fix that. And we're gonna do the same thing. Basically, we're just gonna keep going, press down and give it a little twist. Let's press down and give it a little twist. Let's get a little more paint. We'll press down, give it a little twist. See when I was doing this one and I was getting to this point, I was like, oh, holy moly. That is a lot of dot color. So I knew at that point I was gonna make an adjustment. I just wasn't sure what exactly I was gonna do. All right, so we're just gonna get all the excess green off that we can. Just rub that off. All right, now we're gonna go into one of the blues and we're gonna make sure it's completely covered. All right, I'm gonna show it to you in just a second. You want it completely covered with the blue. And I'm gonna go in, press, twist. We'll do a little press, twist. Let's go get some more. We'll press, twist. We'll get a little more. Press, twist. Get a little more. And press, twist. All right, now we're gonna get that color off as much as we can, not stressing about it still having that color on it, all right? So now the darker blue, I think that's called the moody blue or something, kind of like me. I'm a moody blue girl today. All right, we're gonna get that color on and we're gonna press, twist, press, twist, press, twist, press, twist. One more. Press, twist. Now this was the point where I knew I had to do something different, right? It's like swish, swish, yes. So this is the point where I knew I was like, what in the world am I gonna do with that? So now what I'm gonna do is take my little tool and I'm gonna try to squish out as much of that paint as I can, all right? And I'm going into my white, all right? So I'm gonna start with yellow. I'm gonna go into my white and back in to right here where this yellow is. It's not the pile of paint, but it's where I was twisting. So I got yellow and white. And then I just started kind of filling in the holes where there is no dot, all right? So then let's do one more. It kind of still has a little blue on it, but that's okay. I'm trying to get like a lighter version of the yellow. We'll fill in like right here. Boom. All right, I'm gonna squish off, try to get as much of that paint off as I can. Now I'm gonna go into the white again and the little pink area, okay? So we're gonna try to get this pink to be paler. So I'm gonna go right on top, more white, and twist. So I'm just doing white and then going back in to my color and making a lighter version of that color. Does that make sense? So, and I'm not going exactly on top of my original color dots. I'm just kind of going close to it. Pink again, we'll do it here. All right, now I need some more napkins because I want to clean this off because it's getting really kind of muddy. And this is what I did, y'all. I did not clean this thing until the very end. I just kept wiping off any excess, right? So I'm gonna go into my white again and let's do green. So tiny bit of green over here, white. So it's a muted version of the green. And I'm just gonna go right beside the green with that color, white and green. And we'll do it right here. Ooh, that's got a little something. Get off there. What are you doing? White again, and a tiny bit of green. And I'm just gonna start keep filling in any pockets, okay? We're gonna wipe that off. I need more white. Where's my white? I told y'all this was layers and layers. And I'm just gonna keep doing it until it becomes muted like that original one, I hope. It might take 3 days. So now we're going into the lighter blue. And I'm just gonna fill in a hole, fill in a hole, fill in a hole. All right, wipe that off. We're gonna go into our white and then the darker blue and fill in a hole. And I'm just gonna continue making dots, and I'm filling in like gaps between previous dots and overlapping what I have done before. All right, so white. And now I'm gonna start really using a little bit more white and less color, and just coming in. Let me get some more white. I'm using a lot of white. Yeah, we just talked about that, Tina. But thanks for the info. So now I'm just using straight white, and I'm coming back in and just kind of filling in and going over any color that's like super dark, like this blue up here. I'm just gonna mute it down, mute it down. Anywhere there's still a gap, you can fill that in. Whoa. Fill it in, fill it in. And that's it, really. You're just gonna keep layering these dots, wet on wet, until you like the way it looks, really. Put one here, put one here, and I think right there. I'll put a little dot there. Last here. All right, that's pretty close. It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty close. What do you think? Let's get this dry and see how we feel about it. Let me wipe this off too. I've made a complete mess of my table. I'm so glad I didn't wear the clothes I had on when I was about to leave for the studio. So what do you think? Did I do fairly good? Let's see. Let's get her dry. Thanks for the sprinkles. This one I think is whiter. This one has a little more color. But that's okay too. It's starting to pop though. The color's starting to come out. It's raining here as well, or it's overcast and stormy looking. Look at there, not bad. Mine is freezing as well, y'all. I'm watching on my iPad, so I'm filming with my camera or with my phone and watching with my iPad so I can see comments. But my iPad is freezing too, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Facebook hates me these days. The feeling is mutual too. So, not too bad. This one's still a little wet, but we didn't do too bad, did we? So basically, get you whatever colors you like. Start with white and just start adding dots. And then just start layering them and making them lighter and lighter and lighter. That's all I did. That is all this girl did. Now, I think we're gonna save this one for tomorrow and do a flower. We're gonna do maybe a lotus because this one has more color and I think that'll be conducive for that. So we'll come back tomorrow and do this. So if you haven't joined the sunflower challenge, I would love for you to do that. We are starting on Monday. I'm just gonna put a quick coat of resin on this canvas, just a thin coat, just to start my little flower. And hopefully I don't mess this up just trying to be in a hurry. What's that? There we go. There's debris. We have debris. It's probably on the silly stick. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit more. Spread it out. All right, so we're gonna work really fast here because I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, so I'm gonna just start laying out some of these petals that I have cut. I don't even know when I cut these, 100 years ago. 100 years ago, at least. And I'm gonna just start kind of laying out what might or might not be a lotus. We're just gonna lay it out. It's a flower, that's what it is. We're gonna lay it out and see what happens. Let's see. I wanna open it up a little. Now, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna drizzle right on top of those little petals, and we're gonna use that as glue. All right, so let's do a little piece there, and we'll do a little piece there. I don't know what this is. It's a flower. It's a flower. That's all. A little piece there, and we'll do a little piece there. And I had one extra piece. I think I'm gonna try to sneak it in here. We'll cover that up. I layer so you can't see the little gaps. All right, that's not bad, y'all. So what do you think about this green color? It's kind of goes with the color in the the background, which is why I grabbed it. And I just thought it would look nice, right? So I'm gonna add a little bit of resin on top. This might be the fastest piece of art. I've been having to do this a lot lately. Doubling up because I'm like, okay, I mixed too much resin. Been doing that a lot, haven't I? I don't know what it is. It's a flower. It's just a flower. All right, so let me grab, I don't want to completely finish this yet. I want to grab up, before I use all my resin, I'm going to grab a little something I can use as a stem. Let's see. Stem, I need a stem. I want a curvy. I want something with curve. Hang on. Let's see. Let's open this bag. This is wavy. This is vitrograph that I'm about to use. And I'm just gonna grab a piece and hope that it will do the trick. Let me just grab a piece out and we're gonna make it work. All right, and it's tangled up with everything else. Hang on. It's all twisted. I got 3 pieces out together. Let me try to grab a piece. Wow, look at this piece. This is 1 piece of vitriol. All right, so I do not like that color with that green. Dag nabbit. I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. I need a different color. Hang on. Hold on to your hats, ladies. Let me see what I got. Here, Kristen is going to hand me, she's going to sell me to the nearest bidder because she is not going to be pleased that I made this mess. I don't really have a color I want, so guess what I'm going to use? I'm going to use brown. Brown. All right. See, this is what happens when you're just flying by the seat of your pants and don't know what you're doing. All right. So this is brown vitriol, and this is straight. All right, it's just glass stringer. So I am just going to break it off about right there. I'm just going to break it with my hands. And I'm going to just lay that right there. Come on. Turn the way you're supposed to. There's my stem. That is brown, dark brown, straight vitrograph. And I am going to, I'm going to add, y'all, I'm just going crazy over here. I have yellow seed beads, but I have something mixed in with them, so I'm going to try to get it out. All right, so I'm going to add just a few yellow seed beads right here. All right, let me look at it. Let me look. Let me look. You're not supposed to be there. All right, how are we doing so far? How we doing? I think that's not bad. I'm tempted though. I have these little beads. I just can't stop for whatever reason, forgive me. But I have these little iridescent purpley beads and I feel like I have to use them. I'm just gonna put one here. This is what happens. Put one here. Lay down. Use my little bead tool. And look at there. I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty cute. All right, let me put the resin on there and then I'll show it to you close up because I'm gonna be in trouble, y'all. I'm gonna be grounded. All right, so let me finish these petals and then we'll get a close-up view of this. Not bad for a quickie. Not bad at all. That's what happens when I make too much resin and we have to come up with something super fast. Because I thought we would do this tomorrow and I would have time to think about it. So much for that, right? So just spread that around. I'm gonna drizzle that right on top of those beads I just added, just to make sure they don't run away. And on top of our little stem. And I don't know what kind of flower this is. Somebody name it. Because I don't know. It's a flower. All right, I still have a little bit of resin left, but there's just nothing I can do about that. I feel like I need a bead right there. Let me see what I have in here. Need a bead on the bottom. A bead on the bottom. Get up there, right there. Perfect. Put a little goo there. And let's hit this with our heat gun and see what happens. Oh, Lord, it's very stressful. It gets my mind off other things, though, don't it? Keep that heat moving. Hang on, I need a little drop right there. Right. Keep that heat moving. All right, let me show you this up close because it is not bad. Not bad. Look at that. Can you see at the bottom where I added those little beads? That's kind of pretty. Not bad at all. It's great for this background too, isn't it? Purple. Marilyn, I love the way you just threw that out there. You're so good at naming things. Emmy said lily pads. I've done lily pads before, but is that not pretty?